Alright guys, in this episode we're going to be repairing a Spec Porsche Boxster. And make sure you stay to the end of the video because we've got some more pearls of wisdom from ODB. Alright guys, so we got the call. There's a Porsche Boxster that's waiting for us to come pick it up. So we're going to head that way. We're back here at the shop. We're going to unload it off the trailer and put it on the frame machine because it does need a little bit of a pull. Here we go. Alright, so we got this thing on the frame machine. It's clamped down. The front end is swung a little bit, so we're going to get this fender off, get the headlight out, and try to get it pulled over. Alright guys, so you can see the gap's a little funny on the hood. It gets a little bit tighter in the front. So we're going to get the front end is swung. We're going to get the front end pulled over the opposite way to make the gaps better. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to take a headlight out of a Porsche. It's actually pretty easy. Actually, really easy. Alright, so get the hood open, obviously. You got the hood open, you're going to want to have a long extension. I prefer an extension that has a lock that holds the socket on the end, because if not, it will fall down in there and you won't be able to get it out. Also, on the end of the extension is a 5mm. That's what works good for me. Is take this little bitty, it's just a dust cover out. You're going to want to stick the long extension up in there and it will grab onto a rod. And you can turn it and it will pop like that. And as you can see, as it pops and you start turning it, it pushes the headlight out. And once the headlight's loose, just about fell off the frame machine, it just slides right out like a champ. Let me show you the bottom. Just basically got grooves and a little slot that sits in. Let's see if I can explain this a little better. See the little lever? That's me turning that lever. That's what locks the headlight and holds the headlight in. See, it's got these grooves that the headlight slides into, but mainly just this little piece right here locks it in. Alright, so you saw me struggling a little bit. Porsche, in all their infinite wisdom, you have to take this hinge loose. It actually sits over the top of the fender bolt. The fender would slide up underneath there, and there's a ledge here. So you actually have to take it totally loose, lift the hinge up out of the way, and then slide the fender off underneath it. And then in order so the hood doesn't fall, basically just finger tight those bolts back in. Nice. pulled to the measurements and it seems to be square and everything's good, but I am going to hang the fender back on to make sure everything aligns back up, set the headlight back in, and we have a new hood for this car. I do need to get it jammed out the correct color. The underside painted, it's a gray. Once I get the bottom painted gray, we can hang the new hood, set on the car. I don't have to do any paint work on the outside of this car because it is wrapped. It's a wrapped red. It looks like paint, but it's not. It's a pretty nice wrap. But once I get all the repairs done of the body work on all the other panels, then we will get it primed and blocked and sanded, and then we send it to the wrap guy and he wraps. I've never tried to wrap anything. I need to try to wrap something. Maybe I'll make a video about me trying to wrap a car. Would probably be pretty entertaining. Might have to bleep out a few things. Alright, so the body work is done, so we're going to put some primer on this thing. You ready? Here we go. The Porsche Boxster parts are in the booth and sanded and ready to be cut in. And what I mean by cut in is we'll be painting the underside or the edging of the fender and the bottom side of the hood just to match the interior of the car, which is a gray color. Once that paint is dry, we'll be able to hang them back on the car, and then we'll call the wrap guy so he can come pick up the car and put some wrap on it. So next step is to put some paint on these parts. Here we go. Alright, it's the next day and the Porsche Boxster parts are dry. We're going to get them hung on the car and get this thing ready for delivery. Here we go. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to give you this public service announcement. Just say no to crack. Alright, so we got the Porsche Boxster back together. You can see all the primer spots have to be sanded down smooth because the texture of the primer will show up in the wrap. It'll show up as like orange peel in the wrap. So we've got it all sanded down. The front bumper's just set on there, and we're waiting on the wrap guy to come pick it up. Alright guys, as the Boxster heads off into the sunset to get wrapped, that'll be the wrapping up of this video. See what I did there? I'm a comedic genius. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be putting out a lot more content, and hopefully I'm getting better as I go. Hopefully. Thanks for watching. Another installment of Pearls of Wisdom from an old dirty body man.
You know, I think we ought to take all the warning labels off all products and just let natural selection take its course.